Is it happening? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. We're good.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Strange Internet Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Pat, and that was awesome.
Was it? Was that the
Yeah.
best one ever?
That was the best one so far.
I feel like my brain is just fried at this point, and I can't believe we're doing this again. I thought we took a 2-month hiatus, and as you just told me before this, it was 4 months.
Yeah, March 15th was the
That's
last episode.
I guess almost 4 months.
And it was all of my fault, everyone, just so you know.
I mean, yeah, it usually is.
Yeah, I got really busy with school and decided it would be best if I did not hold myself to a weekly schedule for a podcast.
Well, it wasn't just school.
Well, yeah, and the baby.
And yeah, you had a full human in your
Yeah.
life.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I was a little overwhelmed. I had like midterms or something, and it was like one of those weeks where I was just like, I cannot fit this in this week.
Yeah.
But
We
it
also
was
had
fine.
like no ideas. As we clearly still have no idea.
Yeah, no ideas.
Yeah.
No, it all worked out. I kept my 4.0. Everyone
Oh,
was
cool.
happy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Baby was happy. Had a dad
Nice.
again.
Nice.
Yeah,
Glad your baby has a dad.
that's right.
Mm-hmm. I did not have a baby. I got a new job at the same company where I now work from home, and my quality of life has increased tenfold. But
Right.
I guess that's pretty small fries compared to having a human.
No, that's pretty big too. That's like a major life change. Going
Yeah.
from like office work to remote work.
Yeah, I mean it's way more chill. I went to the office yesterday though, but yeah, it's way more chill. I feel like I kind of just vibe now, and I work at my own pace, and like the only thing that is like ever on a schedule is like a meeting,
Right.
which I don't have too many of, but it's so
Well, that-
nice. It's nice not having to like perform.
Yeah.
Because like where I was working before, I was in I didn't work retail, but I was in a retail setting, and like you're just like always on. That's like really exhausting. And dressing up every day, like now I wear like shorts
Right.
and like a t-shirt. So
Yeah.
like my style has decreased too. So
That's how it should be.
yeah.
You know? You're doing a unit of work, you know. Like,
Yeah.
you should be able to focus on that and not
Work
have
feels
to-
easier now too, which is crazy. Well, it's like difficult in like an abstract way, but like the workload I feel like is easier to get through, because it's not like when you're somewhere in person and like people feel like they can just like walk up to you and talk to you, it's like you're always getting distracted,
Right.
or like people are like there's always something urgent. But working at home, I feel like nothing is urgent.
Right.
Maybe I don't know,
Like-
maybe that's just my role, but
Yeah. I don't know. Whenever I was working at home, I would always like get a phone call or get like my next project and be able to digest it a little better.
Yeah.
Than someone just like walking up and dropping stuff on my desk and being like, do this.
mm-hmm.
Because then it was like visually I could see it all piling up, or
Mm-hmm.
I felt that way. And then like when I was at home, I was like, okay, I can get up and like go do this or that, and then come back to this and like, knock it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Well, and now what I do, like most of my work is on spreadsheets, so I can like literally visually see the amount of work that I have.
Yeah.
Versus like, I don't know. I before I was fulfilling like so many requests, like verbal requests, so you can't really like quantify that a lot of the
Yeah.
times. And also, I feel like my work is now like more visible in that way too, because like
Right.
where I was working before, it's like my bosses were in a different city, so it's like they couldn't see what I was doing every day.
Yeah.
They just saw like what I turned in.
Mhm.
But now it's like everything that my boss sees is what I turn in, because it's everything that I do. So,
Right.
and I can like listen to music and listen to podcasts, and I listen to podcasts all the time when I work, and like, you know, hang out, or like I can hang out on Discord while I'm working, like whatever,
Yeah.
which I do less of now, but
Sure.
but it's great. I can like go grab a coffee whenever I want, lunch whenever I want, go shopping in the middle of the day if it's slow.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion, you know. I'm a big proponent of the remote work, but
Yeah. I mean, if you
everyone's
can,
getting
I feel like you
everyone's getting
should.
pulled back into the office,
It's silly.
or
Nothing bad happens at my office. It's just pretty like empty,
yeah.
but like it's such a different feeling. Because I went in yesterday and I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to look busier than I am,
Mhm.
and it brought me back to that like performative feeling, which I didn't like.
Well,
So,
yeah, and I mean, I'm running into it a lot with applying for jobs,
hmm
um, just after finishing school, um, where the listing's like, oh, it's totally remote, and then you get a call from someone for an interview, and they're like, okay, the position is actually in like Nebraska, and there, it's on site, and
yeah,
you're like, how? Like,
yeah,
why did you list it as remote? And
yeah.
it's just
It's annoying.
it's a new gold standard in my opinion. I think that businesses are gonna feel it in the next couple of years.
Well, they are feeling it. It's really
Yeah.
hard to hire people right now. Like it's weird because it's like near impossible to find work, but also employers are like super picky at the same
Hmm.
time.
Right.
But no, I have a friend who works for a company and they could do majority. Well, I don't. They just got a new job at the company, so I don't know if that's so much the case now. But before, they were doing a job that like could 100% be remote, but they
Hmm.
like had them relocate to another city,
Hmm.
and come to find out like they go into the office and it's like pointless. Like there's nothing that their job requires except
Right.
like camaraderie.
Yeah.
Which is like whatever.
Which I mean, like, I guess that's fine, like once a month or something. But
I mean, they like uprooted their life
yeah.
to the point where
No, but
they
I
needed a
mean the
relocation
camaraderie part,
bonus. Oh,
the
sure.
like teamwork, team building,
Yeah.
interacting with people.
I
And I
mean,
mean,
you
I
could do
guess
that virtually.
yeah, it's not like a one size fits all type thing.
No.
I think that businesses have, I don't know, maybe like instances where it's more powerful,
Mm.
even if you can do it 100%
hmm
remote, that it's more powerful to be together in person, but not required. I think for a
Yeah.
lot of roles.
I mean, I feel like if you have a very team-based role where like you have to be collaborative, it can be easier in person. I found that being in person. So the job that I have now, my boss lives in a different city.
Mhm.
So I live super close to our headquarters, so like I can go in whenever, even though it's not required of me. But they live like far away from any of our offices, and like so I don't ever see my boss in person.
Mhm.
So I already know this person, but like I didn't know them that well when I started this role. So I noticed like our like touch bases can be like very just like analytical sometimes, not like super personable, but it's kind of like the nature of discussing things online, but in like a business setting. But then we had a touch base yesterday because they were in town, and I just felt like it was a lot more like relaxed in that
Yeah.
way. So I could see that, because then you have like more body language to read too, which is a huge part of communication, I feel. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm totally fine working from home all the time forever.
Well, good. You're stuck.
Yeah.
You're at home now.
I hope so.
Yeah. Ideally.
hmm
Nice, nice.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and now I'm like doing the split, like working full time for myself and then watching the baby, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing in, good like 8 to 11 hour days working on my own stuff, and then
hmm
I won't work for 2 or 3 days because just hanging out with the baby and
Yeah.
making sure he's getting everything he needs. So
hmm That's
whatever,
how it should
figure
be.
it out. Yeah, yeah,
Flexible.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I technically work Monday through Friday, and I definitely won't work on the weekends. It's kind of like a
Mhm.
rule for me, but my schedule is really like based on like whatever comes in. Like
Mhm.
there's always something to do, but like my core job, like if work isn't coming in, then I don't need to like panic about
Right.
any sort of
Yeah, you can
deadline.
start
So,
strategizing or working on
yeah,
something for the
exactly.
future. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's super flexible, which I love that. I just feel happier, like
Yeah.
because I was definitely spiraling in my last role,
Yeah.
I just felt like I was hitting a ceiling or like hitting a wall, and now I'm like vibing. So
Well, I mean, you figured it all out right before the world comes to an end here in the U.S.
I
Apparently.
feel like the world is always coming to an end, to
Yeah,
be
like
honest.
I don't know. It must have been like a 2020 thing. Like
Mm,
world is in massive descent after that point or something.
yeah. I mean, there's always like some crazy chaotic thing happening, but
Yeah, I don't get it. Like I don't know.
I don't get people.
Yeah,
Everyone sucks.
that's
That's,
true.
I mean, that's what my book would be called if I ever wrote one. It's just everyone
Everyone sucks.
sucks. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
People suck.
I don't know. Just a lot's going on, so that's like
Mhm.
another thing to be aware of. Not really stressed about. Like, what are you gonna do? You know.
Well, stress. I mean, I don't know. So we had um the our Pride weekend a few weeks ago, and
Hmm.
so in San Francisco, and so like of course I went out, and that Sunday, which is the same day that they do the parade, there's an area called Civic Center. It's like downtown area.
Hmm.
It's right in front of the city hall, and so they always have like a big like event space going on and like a main stage and shit. And my friends were there. I like never go there. I normally go to the Castro during Pride, but I went there because my friends wanted to, and it ended up being really fun. And I'm like sitting there eating a hot dog, drinking a margarita, living my best actual
Right.
life. It was great.
Yeah.
Getting a sunburn, which I still have on my nose, but
Mhm.
um, this like mass group of people start running at us, and they're like screaming that there's a shooter. And
Mhm.
so I like threw my hot dog or my corn dog, which is really sad.
This is
Uh,
sad.
on the ground, on the ground. Yeah, I got a little emotional.
Yeah.
Threw my corn dog on the ground, and I grabbed my friends, and I was like, "We're going." And so we ran, and then we ended up getting split up, and I was like low key panicking.
Right.
And my friend was like trying to calm me down, and then come to find out, like nothing was happening. Thank
Mhm.
God. Um, and I guess it was like there was a fight, and someone had pepper spray, and for some reason, people thought that meant someone had a gun. So it was just mass hysteria at its
Yeah.
worst.
Right.
But as soon as like people were yelling that, we're like at the point in society these days where I just like
Right.
expected that to be happening. But I remember I was in line to get ready or to get in rather because they were checking people's bags, which I also should have thought of in that moment. Um, but they like had everybody go through metal detectors and check their bags. So there was this like long ass line on
Mhm.
at least on the side that I was entering in, and swear to God, it looked like fucking Disneyland. It was insane. And I remember looking around, and I'm super pessimistic, and I always think the worst is gonna happen. And
Mhm.
I think that has kept me alive in a lot of situations. But
Right.
I was looking around, and I was like, if someone was gonna like do something, this is like probably the best place to do it because there were
Mhm.
just hundreds of people around me,
Oh yeah.
like all around. And so that was already on my mind. And then when people were yelling that there was a shooter, and just this giant mass of people was running at me, I was like, yeah, it's definitely happening. So, but it's sad that that's like the world that we're in at the moment. And then
Mhm.
this past weekend there were two shootings.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's just fucking crazy. But I mean, I don't know. I just expect the worst at this point because
Right.
again, everyone sucks. So.
Yeah, I mean something that's related to the internet. They compiled like a database that's like searchable of all
Hmm.
the mass shootings, and I guess they're qualifying it like more than four people being involved considers it
Hmm.
mass. But yeah, I mean it's just like terrifying to read, and then as a new parent, I'm like, okay, we're not going anywhere ever
Yeah,
again.
and
Like
then
you can't go
ever
to
want to leave your
concerts. You
home.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're just like, nah.
exactly.
There's no point.
Yeah,
Like I can barely leave the house and get like all the stuff together.
yeah,
So you like can manage all that, and then people going crazy out in the world.
yeah.
So
Just wait till they're a teenager, then
remote
you're gonna
work,
freak
live
out.
indoors,
Yeah,
whatever.
bubble
Got to get
people.
got to get ready.
Are you guys just gonna live underground
Maybe
at this point?
that might be a good option.
Did I just plant the wrong seed?
Yeah,
Lindsay's gonna be really mad at me for that.
yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Well, enjoy that. Isn't there a movie about that? It's like a family that lives underground. I forget the name of it. I think it's from like the 90s or something.
Fallout.
No. There's a movie I like saw it recently, and I think I'd seen it before. But it's this like family that ended up living underground for like 40 years or something like that, and their like son goes out into the world because they thought it was going to be like nuclear fallout, and then turns out that didn't happen. It was like a false alarm, but they didn't know. And then their son goes out into the world as like a 40-year-old,
like a weirdo.
Yeah. Well, they're like it was like in the 50s, and then he comes out in the 90s, and everyone thinks he's a fucking psychopath. Yeah,
makes sense. He like doesn't know what beans are or something.
Exactly.
They're like,
yeah, that's gonna be your kid.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Who knows?
I found out that we have fans, and that's a strong word, but we have people who really enjoy this, by the way. So
I don't believe you.
You would be surprised, because I was surprised, because like, you know, I mean, we see that like people listen to our podcast, but like,
right,
it's like friends of friends or like family members of friends or whatever. And like a few of my friends too have been like, oh my god, when you guys doing the podcast again, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, whenever we can. We're taking a break, whatever. But I've had a few people who are like, who seem like quite passionately like excited for us to get this going again.
Yeah,
I don't know why, because
it's something to do.
We talk about nothing.
I mean, people are working and whatnot, or on their commute, and always looking for just something enjoyable that I don't know, tickles their fancy in some way, as opposed to
two idiots on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we can ever be.
That's all we ever are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've just been streaming lately and working on business stuff, and I don't know. I think it's a nice way to just fill the time, fill the airwaves,
express yourself.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, especially our age, like podcasts because it's relatable. You're like going through the same things.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like if I asked like my dad or something, he would be like, "No, I don't even want to listen to that. Who are you?"
Yeah, I guess like the generation before us would be like NPR or watching the news,
right?
But that's more like formulaic, right?
Yeah,
and we're a lot more chaotic than that.
Chaotic, no plan, just
zero plan. I think that's one thing that people don't know is like, or I don't know, maybe they can tell when we put this together, like there's no plan. Like this is just, we were talking right before we started the recording of just like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? And we were like, I have no idea.
And then we just hit go. Like,
yeah.
You're looking down at your phone.
You don't even count down correctly.
Press the button. Yeah, I can't accomplish that. I don't know how to count.
It's very true. It's
a weird space, but I think it's I don't know. It's telling to our friendship. I think so. That it's just like we can just riff about whatever, music, drugs, money.
Music.
I don't know.
I don't know if we've ever riffed about music.
Probably not. I don't feel like we would agree on music at all.
Well, what do you listen to?
Guess. That's what I want you
to see. I don't know. Bluegrass? I don't
know.
No, I feel like you would probably go down like the rock route or something like that. Okay, 100%. Yeah. I get the vibe. I'm really adaptable with music. Like I can enjoy a lot of things. Am I going to be obsessed with a lot of things? No. Am I going to be able to sit through and enjoy a lot of music? Absolutely. I love music. I like all different kinds of genres. My Spotify playlist would say like I'm majority interested in certain avenues of like pop, but like I have all kinds of shit going on for sure.
Like 24 hours straight of the Hobbit soundtrack, or
honestly, how'd you know?
Like that? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean like I have like one playlist which is like kind of like, oh, just like songs that I hear that I really like, and that's like my my like normal everyday kind of thing.
Sure.
And a lot of that will include like more like popular pop culture music. But it's like a mishmash of all kinds of shit. And then I have one that is more like vocal focused that I can like scream to in the shower, that kind of stuff. And then I have another one that's like full electronic chaos and like different types of electronic music. But like my like everyday one, like that's the one that's kind of like the hodgepodge. Like I'll have like pop music on there, I'll have rap, I'll have like punk, I'll have, you know, whatever. Literally just anything that I'm like, oh, I like this and I vibe. All different languages too. I listen to music in mostly, well, of course, English, some French music, Spanish music, Dutch music. I don't really care. Korean. I don't really care about the language as much as I care about like the vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's a mess. My Spotify's a mess. I think my wife logged into it and just made a bunch of like Christmas playlists.
Yes.
And, like mine's linked to, I don't know whether it was like Facebook or a long time ago, however I created it, but
so everyone knows
my activity shares on. Yeah. So like everyone can see what I'm listening to. I've never even thought about changing that, but I'm positive there's just like Disney, you know, like Christmas music just way out of place. Like I listened to like Moana's theme song yesterday or something. I
Perfect.
promise.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. But no, mostly rock. Mostly just
chill vibes.
Like there's a station in Chicago called Q101 that pretty popular. It's just like alternative and rock, and kind of grew up on that. So just some of the same bands, popular bands from Q101 from the alternative scene. So I feel like recently I haven't listened to music at all, just like baby screaming.
It's hard. I find that it's hard to listen to music when I'm just like at home. I'm not the type of person to just like play music out loud. Because my majority of my music listening would be when I would commute. So commuting, I would like have music playing the whole time. And then at work, I used to, when I worked in a warehouse, I had music playing all the fucking time. Everyone hated me for it. So I was that person. But yeah, at home, I don't know. I like either listen to a podcast or I'm like watching a video like on the side, or like, I don't know. I just don't like often listen to music, but I do notice like if I'm getting ready to like go out, or I'm like just getting ready for the morning or something, like I have a speaker in my shower, so I'll just like have shit going. But honestly, I would say most of the time it's like a podcast going on. But yeah, I don't know. I do love music though. It's great. Going to a disco at the end of the month. That'll be really exciting.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, no, I love disco music. Well, I was supposed to get tickets to the like ABBA disco. It was like a glitter disco for ABBA, which I love ABBA. So that would have been super fun, but I ended up getting the wrong tickets. So it's like the same company is doing it, but the one that I actually got tickets to is just like it's not a themed disco, it's just a disco. So
no glitter.
No glitter. I mean, I'm still probably gonna be showered in it, but it's still a disco. That's all that matters. But that'll be super fun. Very excited. And then I'm going to Outside Lands this year, which I don't even fucking remember. Is that in August?
Is that like a music fest? Or?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Bay Area's Coachella. It's not nearly as like big or crazy. I mean, it's a very big event, but I don't think anything really compares to Coachella at this point. Yeah. But it's like a 3-day music festival, and like there's pretty big names going. I forget who's on the list this year.
Yeah.
Outside Lands. Let me see the lineup. I've never gone, which is crazy because I've lived in the Bay Area for a very long time. I don't know. But my favorite artist, Kim Petras, is going to be there. So I pretty much just bought my ticket to go see her. So
Right. That's
yeah.
that's the rough part about some music fests or just like concerts in general. It's like they have like a headliner that you like really want to see, and then the
Hmm.
rest of it's just like hot garbage. And you're like,
Well, this one you can buy tickets by day.
oh, okay,
Um,
good.
but I ended up just getting like the full weekend because I figured I'd just turn it into like a thing.
Yeah,
So
something to do.
yeah, and I'm sure I haven't really talked to anybody except for my one friend who's going just that day, but I'm sure I know somebody who's going the whole
Yeah.
weekend. And if not, you can like sell your ticket by day as well.
Mhm.
So not too worried about it. The last year's I bought as well, but I ended up selling it because I didn't know anybody that was going. But you always have the option. So mhm.
So you change your hair a little bit, change your background
A little bit.
I feel like you
My
have more-
background.
like you have more plants.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I guess the cacti.
Yeah,
Those are pretty new.
is that a hand?
That, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That snake plant is new. That plant was a gift from one of my best friends. Trying not to kill it. I promise, Nikki, I will not do it. And then I think, what else do I have? Oh, I have one that's been there, and then I have like another like twisty one right
Twisty.
there. Yeah, it's another form of a snake plant, but I bought it from there's a plant shop around the corner from my house, which is amazing. It's run by this couple who's super sweet, but it's like a snake plant that they like twisted, so it's like it's all twisted together. And it's like impossible to kill, so it'll like oops sorry so it'll continuously like twist over time. But I have like a bunch of plants in my living room, but I don't think I've gotten any new ones. A few have died. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm really, really bad at keeping plants. I feel like the sunlight's a problem in an apartment.
Mm-hmm. The light in my room sucks because like I have these two windows and that's it, and you can see the plants are not
Right.
facing from the light.
Nowhere near it.
But it wouldn't matter because the light that does come through, like it's mostly there's a bunch of trees, so it's like all shady. So it wouldn't matter anyways. But my living room gets tons of light, so I have most of my plants there. I have about like 20 plants. I never owned any plants until I moved to this house a year ago, and then I kind of just started going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oops. So
Whatever.
yeah, it's nice. It's hard not to buy plants at a plant shop at this point because there's like so many interesting ones. I'm not really invested in like specific types of plants nor how to particularly take care of them, but they're nice embellishments.
Yeah.
They do really liven up a spot too. So
yeah. I was thinking, looks good.
Thanks. Do my best. I'm gonna do a move eventually. I have like a large thing here that I want to get rid of and like move shit around, but just vibing.
Good stuff.
So video games.
Video games.
Do you want to go down that depressing circle of the state of games? And that's your favorite topic. I know we're at 30 minutes, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. They've just been hot dog water lately.
Hot dog water is a great explanation.
There's been nothing good, dude.
Smells good, and then you see it, and you taste it, and you're like, "Nah, it's so good."
Then you spill it on your lap, and you smell like hot dogs all day.
Fuck yeah. And then you smell like a farce.
Yeah, that's right. That's all it is. So
Overwatch 2. Yeah,
can't get excited about it.
Can't. I played the beta. I'm not excited about it. And I was I was a huge Overwatch fan. I had a fucking 250 member community before the original game even came out for the game. That's how excited I was over Overwatch. And then I played the fucking beta for 2, and it's just not like, I don't get it. I don't get why it's another game or like another version. Like, why are we branding it as 2?
They just want your dollar bills.
But it's free.
Oh.
If you own the base game, it's free.
Oh.
So they're like just like relabeling a patch. Like, that's the thing. And it's like, It's so
Or maybe it's
frustrating.
because aren't they adding a player versus environment? Like a play in
Eventually,
your own
but
story.
that's something they're just adding to the.
Maybe the
It's like,
2 is for 2 ways to play.
oh god,
They're
stop
probably
it.
gonna say that eventually, and then
Yeah.
just, like, ruin everyone's
And
day.
then they're gonna be like, "Don't you guys have phones?" That
Shut up,
it's
you
very
corn.
that. Yeah.
Shut up, you corn on the cob.
Mm-hmm. Fucking hot dog water, dude.
Yeah.
So annoying. Very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, really in the, creative arts, there's, it's been shows that have carried the day lately. Stranger
Mm-hmm.
Things,
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan,
Oh
Disney
yeah.
Plus is
A
knocking it
lot
out.
of really good fucking shows right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm watching Miss Marvel too. It's
Yeah, I just
pretty
started.
good.
Yeah.
Um
But yeah, no, nothing on games. I don't know. It's been kind of boring lately.
mhm. Yeah, to the point that I'm playing Valorant now, which is
Yeah.
absurd. Which you hate.
I don't mind it. It's just I guess I can't do it because of how long the games are. Like
Yeah.
I need a game where I can just like get up and like go do something if baby needs something, which that's fine.
I guess you are at that point in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the games are an hour. Like that you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just
granted, 40 to 50 minutes, but like they're an hour. It's crazy. And you can't like step away.
no.
Like,
No, you
yeah.
get roasted. Someone will
Yeah.
just start
The game will delete you.
deleting your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a fun community.
Right.
What a nice open community.
Yeah, I mean it's like anything these days. People are just button heads over the dumbest stuff. It's like you
Yeah.
get into a match and someone's already screaming at you, and you're just like,
Yeah.
all right, well, time to go. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But yeah, I'm not excited about anything new at all. Like Diablo 4 looks interesting, but like when does that come out? Next year?
Something like that.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, I told you the other day, just waiting for Ashes of Creation. That's it.
And that's like what, 2 years?
Probably.
Yeah.
But
I mean, hopefully they take the time, right?
yeah.
Because we don't want
They're
another
doing
New
it
World where
on
the game's not done.
yeah. They're doing it on the new engine.
Hmm. As they
And
should. Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, I think they're just taking all the right steps, so whatever. If people aren't into video games, they won't really get it, but
Hmm.
I'm following it, so hopefully it comes out and it's something to sink some time into at your own pace, and that's all I want. I just want something I can play and just like connect with people and have fun, and it
Hmm.
seems like everyone's really fragmented playing different games and
Yeah, I like the community aspect. Like I like. I'm really big on like driving a community.
mhm,
Like that's really fun for me, and like having people who like have like a um what am I trying to say? Like a similar objective in mind, or like something that kind of like holds them all together and like
right.
can vibe over and chat about. But there's like nothing right now that's like even remotely interesting that would make me want to do that.
Right.
So big bummer.
Big bummer.
Shitty bummer.
Yeah.
I have been watching What We Do in the Shadows, and I highly recommend that if you haven't watched it yet.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty great. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's
Okay.
like interview style, kind of The Office, but it's about vampires and they're
Cool.
familiar. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
When I find some time.
Yeah. I was listening to another podcast where they interviewed one of the actors for one of the main characters, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a go, because I'd seen like the first episode a long time ago, the pilot,
Yeah.
and it was funny, but I just like never got into it. And then I started watching it a few days ago, and I'm like right at the beginning of season 2 already. They're really short episodes. They're like 20-25 minutes.
Mhm.
But it's fucking hilarious, and it's like very small cast too, so it's not like this like giant undertaking. It's not
Yeah.
an MCU show,
Yeah.
but it's great. Heavy recommend.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Add to your list of like 80 TV shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Add to my list of like things that I, want to do.
Can't do.
Want to do but can't do. No, it's not that bad. Things are just like busy. You can do all the same stuff. You just need to like pocket it in weird windows.
Mhm.
It's like you have free time from like, I don't know, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah, you don't sleep anymore, so
No, I try to, but it's just tough.
you get like 4 hours at this point.
Yeah, like 4 to 6, sometimes
Mm.
8. Yeah, my wife does a good
Sometimes
job of
8.
letting me sleep. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
Mm.
but who knows? Just gotta keep at it, and maybe next
Well,
month.
eventually he can feed himself, so
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
eventually he
No,
can
really, it's
go to the bathroom by
he'll get into
himself
a
too.
better sleep schedule too.
Oh yeah.
That kind of happens. It's like they're really good at sleeping, then
Mhm.
they like get really bad at sleeping, and then they
Mm.
get really good again, and then they like regress a little bit, and then they get into like a locked schedule, and then
It's like
it's like,
adulthood.
yeah, then it's like 12 hours of sleep. So
Damn.
you
I want
can
that.
you can pocket your 8 hours in during that time.
Mm.
Like no one wants to go to bed at 6:30 or something,
PM?
but yeah.
Yeah, no.
So that's like the hard part. Like everyone's always like, "Oh, we'll sleep when the baby sleeps." I'm just like, it's 2:30 p.m. What am I then I'm gonna be up at 4 a.m. like staring at the wall because
Yeah.
everyone in the world is
And then you
asleep.
can watch What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, exactly. So and then you're like dragging. There's no good way. Like you can't sleep like a baby. Like everyone is just like, "Ah, it's bad, but not that bad," and I get it. I mean, they just have to eat every two. There's nothing in the world that's like it. There's nothing that requires your demand or your attention every 2 hours, especially at the start. That you need to feed them every 2 hours, and
Yeah.
you're just like, okay,
Yeah, not even like needy animals are that needy.
right. And you're just like, you like set a timer, and then you're like, okay, like when do I like sleep, do the laundry, like go to the bathroom, like when do I
Mhm.
cook, when do I? So that's the hard part, but
So you
I
just smell
mean,
like hot dog water at all
yeah,
times.
exactly. That's right. Hot dog water and baby puke.
Ugh,
So
fun.
yeah,
Yeah. So the
I
shine
get
is
that.
worn off, is what you're saying.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just like, honestly, I had a bit where it was just like super tough, getting easier, then like super tough again, and
Mm.
I think that was right around like finals time where it was like really
Mm.
tough. I was
Yeah,
just like,
I mean, I
I need
guess
to
if
get
you have
done
like
with
other shit
school.
going on, it's like it feels chaotic, right?
Yeah, and like now it's like I'm, obviously working at my own pace on my own business, not, making anywhere close to enough money to like, challenge having a normal job. Hence my interviewing, but um, it does give a lot of free time. So
Mhm.
that's the one thing where it's like, I'm
Well, this is when
thankful
it
that
counts.
I'm thankful that I
Mhm.
get the little bit of time before it's like, back to reality. And then we'll see how things go, you know. But I think I've mostly been running into like jobs that I like don't want to do, mixed with like jobs being listed poorly by hiring
They're
managers or
so
recruiters.
bad. They're so LinkedIn is
Well, it's
fucking
not even
crazy.
it's not even that. It's like all of the people that are involved in it have
Yeah.
no clue what they're talking about. And
No,
that's the
because they're
tough
just
part.
recruiters.
They just like ask you stuff, and they ask about like technical pieces of information,
Yeah.
and then you like ask them a question about it, and they're like, I don't even know what that is. And you're
Yeah.
like, I'm done talking to you because you're
Yeah.
wasting my time. And I guess that's the hard part. It's like everyone wants like gold standard certifications, tons of experience in this and that, and then it's like
Which is
they offer you a
nine
job
times out of
that's
10
like,
not required
yeah, they
for the
offer
job.
a job that's like, look at someone's activity, or like
Yeah.
look at these systems and do the same task every day.
Yeah.
That's like doesn't require any sort of certification, any sort of experience in anything. And you're like,
Hmm.
okay. So
Yeah, I
I don't know.
find
I
that
guess I'll find something.
they want you to have a shitload of experience and not want to get paid a lot of money. So
Mhm.
oftentimes they're like, okay, who put the lowest like requirement for salary? on their application too.
Right.
And because 9 times out of 10, like the degree doesn't matter, the years of experience don't matter. Like obviously within some form, I find that honestly what they're looking is just like professionalism, and that's their way of saying we need professionalism is like, oh, you've worked in this professional setting for like 10 years.
Sure.
Or something like that. I don't know. I find that jobs require like the most absurd things.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I've gotten jobs that I did not meet the requirements for, and like I found the jobs to be too simple for me.
Right.
Like that happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
The job listings are just bullshit half the time. Like I've gotten really good at like reading through the bullshit, and also titles. Titles are bullshit. Like I
made up.
My current title is wild, dude. Like it is fucking crazy. It makes no sense. But I know what it is, of course. But like if I tell people like, oh, this is my that's why I don't tell people my title, because it's like I just tell people what I do. But if I, tell someone my title, like I told my mom like what my title was, and she's like, are you a secret agent? Like I don't I don't understand. Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm. It's all bullshit in the end.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
Dumb.
And they're like, oh, well, why do you want the job? It's like money. That's it.
Yeah. They're like, what about this job intrigued you? The salary and the time off. So
the not working, and then the part where you give me money.
The part where I work 4 hours a week and you just pay me.
Oh, that would be a dream.
Yeah, it would be.
That would be a dream.
That would be lovely. Well, this is a good check-in.
Yeah.
It's a good redemption episode.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully. How people
we'll see how the stats are. Yeah. Not that we actually care. How frequently do you want to do this bullshit?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll vibe. I think we were
back into it,
talking about like every other week or something like that. I think we'll see how the ideas come through. To those who are listening, we're like super open to input of like, what would you like us to talk about? Is there something that happened that you'd like us to bring up? Do you want to say hi to your mom on the podcast?
Do you want to be on the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are open to having some other people on to chat. We still have all of our social media. And by all of our social media, I mean just Instagram. And we do post the videos on YouTube. So if you're just listening, we do videos as well. This one will also be a video. We do have our Discord still, where we can collaborate with listeners. So definitely check that out. Everything is linked on our link tree on the Instagram, Strange Internet Pod. But yeah, thanks for listening. I'm Rob.
And I'm Pat. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.